make you happy. Run away from the understanding or the attitude that having a lot is what makes you who and what you are in reality. He says, flee these things. He said, but you need to follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. There are some things that Paul lists here in this particular text that indicates unto us that there's something far greater than just having a whole bunch of money in the bank. There are some things that Paul encouraged Timothy to follow after that would help get him through hard times, trials, and tribulations. There are some things here that Paul mentioned unto Timothy that was going to help him see a brighter day in the midst of a dark day. There's something that Paul mentioned here that Timothy had to run after that would help him run on in this race just a little while longer so he could just keep on going and see what the end was going to be. Paul says, if you don't follow something, Timothy, don't follow after the love of money, which is the root of all evil. If you're going to follow something, Timothy, don't follow after just having food and raiment, but follow after these spiritual blessings that only God can give. If you're going to chase something, Timothy, then chase righteousness. If you're going to tear your shoes running after something, then run after some godliness. If your knees are going to buckle because you're in pursuit, then pursue you some love and some patience and some meekness. Run after something that's going to be a benefit to your soul, because the reality is in this life that it's only the things that God provides for us that's actually going to help us stand the test of time. It's when you understand the value of righteousness that you can do right just because it's the right thing to do. When you're engulfed in the midst of righteousness, nobody has to see you and nobody has to know everything that you're doing. When you're in the midst of righteousness, you just see an unfulfilled need and fulfill it, because you know that that's exactly what God wants you to do. It's the essence of what Jesus said when he said, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. When you're doing good to somebody, don't sound the trumpet before you like the hypocrites do, because you serve a God that knows what you do in secret, and the God who sees you in secret will reward you openly. When you run after godliness, that means that I'm trying to be like my Father which is in heaven. That means that certain places I don't go, there's certain people I don't hang with, there's certain kind of talk I don't want to be involved in, there's certain crooked activity that you won't find my hand put to that kind of plow, because when you walk godly, that means that I'm trying to be just like my Father who is in heaven. And the Bible says that God is holy, and he commands us to be holy as well. When you walk after faith, that means that I don't have to see it in order to know that God is going to do it. There are situations in my life that I just got to step out there and watch God work. When you run after faith, that's exactly what you will do. You have to ponder over how it's going to work out. You ain't got to see it work out. You ain't got to know that it's going to work out. But just knowing the God that I serve and just knowing his ability to work it out is enough for me to just walk on out. And so when you walk on out by faith, you're not depending on what you see in order to get you through, but it's because you know that God will always hear the cry of his children. And if God always hears the cry of his children, it's just like what David said when he said, I have been young, but now I'm old, and yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. David said, I've seen a lot of things in life, but one thing I have not seen is I haven't seen God forsake the righteous, and I ain't seen his children having to beg nobody for nothing. As long as your hand is in God's hand, just go ahead and step out on faith and know that by the time you step out and by the time you get out, that God gonna work it out. And when God works it out, that's enough for you to just run on out. everything is going to be all right. Don't ever try to store it up for yourself, because it's only what you do for God that's going to ever last. Only what you do for him don't last.
That's right.
You can have all the money that Wells Fargo can hold and lock down, but money can't buy you a good night's sleep.
That's right.
Amen up your head.
Right.
Maybe I seen homeless folk sleep upon the bridge with a cardboard box wrapped around their chest. I'm talking about sleep. You walk by and they snoring. You could hear them snoring before you got to them. That's how you knew they were there. You heard that noise. And it was there, outside, in the inclementness of the atmosphere. Sleep. There are folk who live in multi-million-dollar homes. Got to take all kinds of sleep aids just to close their eyes. If I had a choice as to live lavishly and have to walk the floor all night, or to live out there on the street and fold myself over with cardboard. You follow what I'm saying? Obviously there is an element of peace that man found that allowed him to sleep under the protection of God. Here it is individual in a wide house, very costly house, got a ceiling, posture-fitted pillow-top mattress, feathers intertwined in the tweeting, the construction of the mattress. And he can't sleep. He'll lay there, looking up at the ceiling. Roll over on this side. Can't find nothing on this side. Let me try this side. Can't find nothing on this side. Let me try laying flat. Can't find nothing up there. Let me try face down. Then finally, he just get on up. On a good match. Can't find no sleep. See, maybe there's some trouble in life you can't escape. You follow me? Where you treat folk, where you do other people, and the way you deal with God's people. Just humans in general. No regard for the betterment of how your life can enhance their life. You think you're going to sleep tonight? Y'all get it? Amen. Godliness is much better than gold. Meekness is much better than money. Let me show you what meekness will do for you. Meekness is defined, and you know it's one of the fruit of the Spirit. Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 and 23. One of the fruit of the Spirit is meekness. Meekness is having your strength under control. The picture, when you look up that word in its original meaning, shows you an extremely brute and strong horse. A horse that has the strength and the power to pounce upon his master. The horse who has the strength in his body to kick against his master. But he humbly submits to his master, putting a bridle on him, saddling him up, and being able to straddle and ride him and control him with a bit in his mouth. If he wanted to, he could buck and jump and make him get over there. You know what I'm saying? It's not that he don't have the strength. He's just controlling. So that word meekness literally gives you that picture of having your strength under control. It's not that I can't. I choose not to. See, when it comes to dealing with some folk, you just can't. Because I ain't going to die with no good intention. See, that's something that you might be plotting and planning to do to somebody. And then after you do it, you intend it on asking the Lord,